S. Control Shift 3 again. Huh. Huh. Okay, we got it. We're there. We're live. We're good.
Right of the map, we have our purple Zerg player. It is Anuzarg.
And in the top right-hand corner of the tri-wheel, with the giant octopus in the middle, we have a red Terran player who came back in last game with a wonderfully timed and executed mech build with some Thors just bringing the hammer. We have a red Terran now tied up 1-1. DeathRoW! Okay. Now it's complete. Now we are complete.
It is complete. Okay. So once again with the early scout. This I understand a little bit more on this map though.
Definitely, and I was actually thinking about that. So the early scout on the first map and on this map makes total sense because you send the Overlord out and you send the drone. And your opponent's going to be in one of two spots. You're sending the Overlord to the spot that, like, you're not going to check with the drone. You check with the drone real quick, bring him back. It's not that much mining time that you're missing with one drone to confirm where your opponent is so you can get that first Overlord rerouted ASAP as fast as possible.
Indeed. To mention you can pick up on any really, really quick gases, or the lack thereof in this case.
Yep.
And plan accordingly. So this is always kind of a funky thing for me, just even as a Protoss player. You go into the Terran's base and you don't see any gas. And you're like, well, okay, he's going to have a huge amount of minerals. What can he do with minerals? Well, he can do something I'm really terrified of, or he could just play really normally. Yeah. And that's basically the extent of my thought process at that point, and then I go back and check again later.
So many decisions. Well, I mean, like, there's a lot of commentators that go into the breakdown of it. So when you're scouting, the things that you're looking for is you are eliminating possibilities, and then you're trying to plan around the things that remain. So you go in, and you
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of that, he did grab double gas, which oh boy.
Oh boy, double gas from our Terran player. No expand as of yet. Getting 2 Marines out real quick.
So there should be a quick factory, and then there's a bunker.
So there's the bunker again. It's looking like our Zerg player's not seeing it yet.
Nope, he will in about a second.
And
bam.
There he is. He sees the bunker. The bunker is almost complete. This time the SCV is actually at full health. There's already a Marine standing by. There's a second one on the way.
Yeah, and this time
This is in a really good position.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much he can actually do about this right now. What he would really need to do is actually get some units forward to try and prevent more Marines from getting into the bunker, but he's got like he's gonna try.
He's got 4 Zerglings on the way. 2 Queens are coming out, but I don't think without speed even on the way, without any drones and gas at all, this is going to be really, really difficult. So there is a magical sweet spot somewhere just north of the hatchery. I think it's like right here. I've got it highlighted on my section, but it's like right where that symbol is on the top right-hand corner of the hatch. There's like a sweet spot right there where you can plant a spine that it can hit the bunker, but the bunker can't hit it.
Oh, it was just slightly forward.
Yep, but the timing or the positioning of that has to be so precise.
Well, yeah. I think at this rate, the space is going to die, though. And the thing is, I'm not sure DeathRoW is actually trying to win with that, looking at what he's building.
No, he's also working on this Overlord in the middle of the map, so he's going to shut down that Overlord. It looks like he's going to roam around like he did the last game with his Marines, trying to kill off any of these Overlords that are hanging around the map and are just a little bit too close for comfort. So there's enough Zerglings and enough Queens here that he should be able to get this all knocked out. He's going to lose 1 Queen. He's going to lose a handful of Zerglings. Cancels the spine crawler he was putting down. Marine's going to get cleared up, but at the same time, he was supply blocked temporarily. He's not supply blocked anymore, but he also doesn't have any Overlords on the way yet. So he's going to get supply blocked again real quick.
Yep. So he does keep the hatchery, but things were delayed a little bit, and Anuzarg was putting a little bit more emphasis on his army for obvious reasons there. So slowing down the drone production, and it all helps because it looks like DeathRoW is going mech again.
Yep. Or at least with some Hellion pressure. I mean, The tech lab appears to get an Infernal Pre-Igniter, or Blue Flame, as it's more commonly referred to. He's getting a handful of Hellions. These can be turned into Hellbats, and even Hellbats with a handful of Marines at 10 or 12-minute timing against the Zerg player who's now taken his third base and has not built any more army could be super devastating, especially if Anuzarg doesn't have roaches out by then.
Sure, sure. I do see Blue Flame coming out as well, so these are not going to be your average everyday Hellions / Hellbats if he does manage to go up to that.
It looks like he is committing to it because he's about to land this factory on the second reactor. Or he's going to have a second factory on a reactor.
Waiting on what he's going to do with that, actually. Money and, yeah, all Hellions. So
this is mech.
Yep.
This is straight up mech.
Mech.
Just now getting his second command center up, but I mean, 2-base mech on this particular map, there's this wonderful little choke point right here that you just park. And just do all sorts of nasty work with it.
So we have, let's see, 6 Hellions moving out here. Got a siege tank as well. The siege tank, yeah, that'll be pretty annoying given that, yeah. Muted myself for a second there. Anuzarg is still not aware that this is coming. He's got nothing out on the map to check for this, so this is going to hurt. It's going to hurt pretty bad for a little bit here. Good thing he doesn't have too many workers here yet.
Ooh. So there's no workers at this third base. He's going to see that, and he's going to move on with life. It's a very potential target for this siege tank to just siege up down there and just do some havoc. But, yeah, here goes the drones. Line them up!
Oh, no!
Loses every single one of those drones that was mining at that base.
And honestly, at this point, he can actually just kind of sack the Hellions. He doesn't... He's done so much damage, and it's all just minerals that he's throwing at him. All he cares about right now is his gas, too.
Looks like this siege tank's going to get picked off. That's kind of not
Amazingly, Anuzarg is not losing the rest of his drones. He might in a moment, though, because they're circling around each other. But, no, don't
he tried to do a
fancy
patrol path there to make sure that they didn't line up, but they ended up lining up anyways. So this is kind of interesting. He's actually... DeathRoW's actually moved his barracks all the way over to this base. I don't know if he's just moving it over there to move it in as a scout later or to just block this base from being taken, which is kind of odd. I don't know why you would bother. Or he's just getting it out of his way so he can build more mech.
Widow mines. That's what those are. Okay. Yeah, I don't know either. Like, that's a little bit strange. We could ask him about that if he doesn't end up using it. But for now, not as bad as it could have been, but still really, really, really painful for Anuzarg. Like,
this is going to be terrible. Do you see where those widow mines just burrowed?
Yep. So he's going to catch a drone transfer.
Oh, this is going to be so brutal. It's okay. I'm gonna love watching every second of it. Oh, he's gonna see it.
Or he's gonna find out about it because of this queen.
Yep, queen's gonna take the hit. He's already gonna know about it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Just trying to glomp up on it.
Wait. Oh, okay. No, I think they're just rallied there. It's gonna be real convenient.
Ooh.
Now he's moving all his units away and being like, wait, oh.
And we have an overseer coming out now, so he'll be able to pick these off. They're not gonna really hold the contain for very long. He's not gonna. Oh.
Boom.
Oh. Okay, so one drone. That's not bad. That is not
Here
bad.
comes
And
the detection.
now this overseer is gonna come in here. He's gonna see the one.
Bam.
That overseer can definitely absorb that hit just fine, and it's perfect. He's gonna clean this up.
Well, he actually took kind of minimal damage from that. We were a little worried for a second that he might lose all his workers.
One drone is not that big of a deal.
No. And now what we have to deal with instead is 4 Hellions hanging out on the left of the base that are Hellbats now.
Yep.
Hellion bats.
Hell.
Armored fire bats.
Hell mech.
Not fire bats. Fire aliens? Fire aliens? Can't really do that now.
Firellians?
It doesn't go full circle. Sadly. By the way, the Hellbats are... Oh, I'm sorry, the Hellions that are not Hellbats. Wow,
so
this keeps changing them on me.
So this is actually a really interesting maneuver. So he saw the lack of roaches there and just decided to go for the economic damage. Turned them back into Hellions, moved in, and actually killed all but two of the drones that were mining there. So that's actually a really interesting and a very, very slick play. Also getting this third down at the moment by DeathRoW.
Looking at this is pretty interesting. Both players basically equal in workers. Again, Anuzarg putting a ton of larvae into his drones to recoup that count, but DeathRow's still taking his time making it up there, and you'll notice he's supply blocked again. This is actually happening to him quite a bit the previous game. I thought it was Anuzarg who was getting supply blocked a lot, but when I looked at the timer afterwards, it was like 3 minutes for DeathRoW. So the advantage that he's securing for himself, he's actually not obtaining as strongly as he could be.
Yep. It looks like he's not following the most basic tenet of all Terran play, which seems to be build as many supply depots as you have bases.
World of the natural berserk. Oh, that was oh wow. Literally last second transfuse in order to save this.
I missed it.
The Banshee nearly killed the hatchery.
Man, that would have been the world's greatest Banshee.
Oh, that was. I know. I was like, why is he shooting at the base? That has so much health. And I'm like, oh wait, no, it doesn't, because it's nearly dead from before.
You see the Hellion, or you see the Banshee talking to the Marines, like the Marine and Marauder hit squad that normally just eliminates bases. You're like, yeah, killed a hatchery today. What's up?
Now it gets to come back, and they're like, why'd you do that? Why'd you try and do that? Why don't you just ask us to do it? What was that about?
Some really good creep spread coming out from Anuzarg. I'm actually really, really impressed with the rate that the creep is coming out now, especially with all the Hellion harassment that's been coming out. Usually you'll see creep spread not be this normal at this point in the game, if you will, against a Terran player. Especially if that Terran player has a very high mobility unit, like a Hellion, that he is moving out with constantly. Driving past the octopi of death.
I saw somebody make this picture earlier where they put Casper in the head of the squid for whatever reason. It like fits perfectly. By the way, Hellions.
One of them's going to get picked off. He's going to get poked to death by these, but it looks like he's going to get quite a bit of work done. Roaches are going to come in. These Hellions are not going anywhere.
Burrow not too effective against splash damage.
Yeah, Burrow not too effective. Also the scan, the clutch scan right there. But these Hellions are going to get tore up a little bit. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to do much more work in here. The Roaches are going to go ahead and chase him off. Looking to see if there's a fourth base up. There isn't. You're going to run him.
Well, finally DeathRoW taking advantage of this. He's got good worker count. He's got good space in his supply. A lot of extra minerals. It's hard to, I guess, spend that quite as efficiently unless you want to flood a ton of Hellions, basically, with mech. Spire again.
Yeah, okay. I think this Spire is more of a defensive Spire. He's just getting this out so that he can move out and shut down the Banshees that are coming out. Plus, Mutalisks, if his opponent doesn't go immediately into the Thors like he did last game, could be pretty effective against this.
Mutalisks are still a very strong choice against mech play. They pretty much always have been, going back even to Brood War. If they get to high enough numbers, and you really can't do a ton against them. Yes, Thors are a nice kind of patch fix on it, but they're not fast. So the Mutas can, if they're being watched, just kind of float away.
Definitely. Anuzarg being really, really on top of his worker production here, though. Every time he has a slew of them murdered, it takes him about one round of drone production. He's back up to where he was at before. So both of these players kind of stabilizing, evening out. We have All Raven. The little carve-out animation on it. Love those carve-out stars.
I guess we're going to see about 30 mutas in a sec. It's kind of what I'm expecting him to do.
I'm hoping he just immediately maxes out on mutas from this point. That would be
production's empty. Greater Spire.
Oh, yes.
Well, Drex is happy about this.
Oh, am I going to see Broodlords? I hope so.
Broodlord back
25 roaches. Holy cow. Alright.
He's not going to have a lot of Broodlords then. Okay. He doesn't necessarily need a lot of them.
So I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't. I mean, it's 2-2 against 2-2. The Corruptors would be really nice for the corruption ability on the Thors or on the Siege tanks.
There's a timing window here where Anuzarg's just not going to have anything to deal with this while he's waiting for those Broodlords to morph.
He does have a ton of roaches, though, and it might just be the straight, pure numbers might be able to put him at an advantage here.
Well, let's find out. It's a lot of siege tanks.
The siege tanks are in really good position on the high ground there. They're going to just start shredding through these roaches, softening them up nicely. Oh, so many roaches dead instantly.
Okay, corruptors are out. Quite a few of them, in fact.
I'm.
Oh, he's got those rallied out there. Really should move
Greater
them back.
Spire's done, and
There's the Broodlords.
Broodlord's on the way. So it looks like he's just going to wait for this to come in here. The problem is the Broodlord takes forever to morph, especially when you have a Terran opponent knocking on your doorstep and basically slicing your bases in half. He's attacking this third position, and it's going to cut off Anuzarg from his fourth, where his roaches are. So there's not going to be a whole lot that can be done, but these Broodlords are going to do some serious work against this army.
Okay, he's moving forward. Out. Here comes the Broodlings, and this is going to be a very scary moment. He's going to be thinking to himself, well, I can charge forward with my Thors, and he's going to... He's actually just kind of walking them straight into them. Did he actually switch the firing mode on the Thors?
It doesn't appear to be so.
No, he's going to Seeker Missile them. Spread them out!
He's going to Seeker Missile. He's only going to lose one of them.
Yeah, I was going to say it didn't actually really do anything.
Yep, and he has successfully pushed it back. That one siege tank.
That whole push is just gone. And here the roaches are like, oh, the roaches smell blood. They want that. They want it dead.
And at this point, I think he should just push forward, kill this last siege tank, and fall back. He should not continue trying to engage this, because these siege tanks, there's a lot of siege tanks here.
Yeah, given the fact that he's already up at this higher tier tech, he could actually suicide these roaches at this point and replace them with Nudas. But yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to do that. Instead, he's going to push hard with Corruptor Broodlord. Looks like he's just going to go straight into that. And DeathRoW is being smart and looks like setting up a attack on the side, trying to encourage him to come back home. But unfortunately, he's preoccupied by the fact that his army's getting destroyed. Oh, there goes the Banshees. Okay.
So much action going on right now. So it looks like the Banshees, there's enough Banshees here that if he just sits for a couple minutes, he can kill this hive off, and that will remove the capability for some of his tech to be rebuilt. If DeathRoW goes in and kills off the other tech structures. So the main hive is down. It's not a huge deal. There's only about maybe 1,000 worth of gas left in there. These Corruptors attacking these Vikings head on, going to take them out very easy peasy. Broodlord's pushing in with these roaches.
Yeah, and this hurts. I mean, yeah, the Banshees are doing a lot of work back home, but there still is detection back there. There are Corruptors coming out. He should be able to clean that
so
up.
Many Broodlords.
And he killed this army. 3 base Broodlord. GG, well played. Nope.
Well played.